Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the Mighty Jingles. Yep, I'm back. I can't guarantee that there's going to be a video every day from here on in, because I am still recovering from major surgery, and I do get very tired very easily. But them bills ain't going to pay themselves, so welcome back to World of Tanks. This is EGMO in the IS-32, Tier 9 Soviet heavy tank. It's a Tier 9 standard battle here on the El Haluf map. This, of course, is yet another one of those tanks that never existed. It's a sort of what if they mounted twin guns on the, well, technically hull, but definitely not turret, of the IS-3. It's pretty much, well, you'd expect it to be because it's Tier 9, not Tier 8, but it's basically better than the IS-3 in every respect. It's got better armour, it obviously has better firepower. It's kind of amusing looking at the World of Tanks wiki entry for this thing and noting that one of the listed weaknesses of the IS-32 is that the gun mantlet can be penetrated by ammunition with a penetration value of 330mm or higher. Oh, how terrible. Yeah, this is a strong tank. It has 3 fire modes, single shot, both guns at the same time, or auto reloader. This is going to be the dangerous spot, by the way. Very vulnerable, taking flanking hits as you... Yeah, and he's going to take one. Yeah, could have been a lot worse. His tracks ate it. Yeah, single shot, both guns at the same time or auto reloader. Not to be confused with auto loader, such as the mechanism found, for example, on the French tanks, which has great advantages in that it can dish out a hell of a lot of burst fire in a very short period of time, but also comes with a great disadvantage in that once you've emptied the magazine, it takes forever to reload, and you're completely vulnerable while doing so. Not even like the Italian auto loaders, which do get to reload partial magazines, but the more shots you fired and the lower the status of the magazine, the longer it takes to reload. So Italian auto-reloaders, if they're smart, will tend to husband their shots carefully and only blat everything out at once when they absolutely need to. Otherwise, they're penalised with a massively slow reload. There's none of that bullshit with the Soviet auto-reloaders. Oh no. These things actually reload faster the fewer shots that are remaining. It is mitigated somewhat by the fact that it does only get 2 shots. I mean, this isn't a 6-shot autoloader or anything like that. And also, if you are going to fire both shots at once, it does get a very, very long aiming time, meaning you better make sure they're going to hit. The thing is, if they do hit, they'll do enough damage in one go to shave off half the health of a Tier 9 medium tank. So it's not that much of a disadvantage. Basically, this tank has a fire combination for every situation. And while the penetration does kind of suck, with only 221mm of penetration with the standard armor-piercing ammunition, at these kind of ranges, the accuracy, I mean, barring the occasional miss, he's reliably and consistently been able to snipe the commander's hatches of all of the enemy tanks hull down on the rocks on the other side of the position that he's in right now, pretty consistently. It also gets 8 degrees of gun depression, which isn't great, but by the standards of other Soviet heavies, it's not bad, and allows you to go hull down in this thing, particularly on ridge lines, and shoot over the ridge without exposing too much of that vulnerable lower glacis. Although he hasn't had the opportunity to pull that particular trick in this battle just yet. At the moment, the enemy team are 1 kill ahead. It's only 1 kill. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. Notice the BZ-68 here is trying to snipe his cupola, basically what he's doing to it. But it is unable to do in return because the cupola on this thing is absolutely tiny and very, very difficult to hit. That Yak Tiger over there, for example, has been trying to snipe his commander's cupola the entire game. He's finally moved up, managed to blow his tracks off. Got a nice shot at the lower glacis there. Checking behind him. It's looking a little risky to the rear, but the team do seem to have it contained. Goes for the front drive wheel, immobilises him again. Again, checking to the rear, making sure his allies behind him still have everything under control. And he's just not quite able to... it doesn't matter, the Yak Tiger's dead anyway. Finished off by the VZ-51. And right on time too, because it's here where things start going very bad down to the rear, with the Object 752 now a 1-shot kill and desperately in need of some support. The only thing stopping the enemy tanks there from rushing the 752 with a Ho-Ri 2 to the rear. Oh, that was unfortunate. As was that. With the Ho-Ri now taken out, however, there was nothing to stop the E75 and the M103 from sweeping around here and finishing off the Object 752 until Egmo arrived. It looks like the M103 is going to take out the VZ51. Object 752 is being a bit brave. Yep, the M103 is taking him out. So you can expect the M103 to be appearing to the rear any second now. They really do need to rush and kill this E75. Because if they allow the enemy team to control the initiative, then the M103 will sneak around behind them, it'll kill the Object 752, and then Egmo here will be caught in an enemy heavy tank sandwich. And that would be very, very bad. There goes the E75, sure enough, there's the M103. Object, careful, careful. Don't do anything fancy. We might need your gun. Sounds like the M103 fired and missed, which is always nice. Yep, the object's still alive. And now Egmo's doing to the M103 what the M103 just tried to do to him. Nice shot there on the rear of the hull. And he's got all of this cover here from the dead enemy tanks. Again, going for the cupola. And misses. Takes a big hit in return. M103 120mm gold ammo right through the gun mantlet. Make no mistake, the M103's in a bad spot. He just took a hit from the 752. He's trying to calculate who's the biggest threat. The 752's playing his cards very close to his chest. He knows he's a one-shot kill. Egmo isn't quite a one-shot kill, unless the M103 gets a very high damage roll. There's a good hit. Looks like the 752 is coming around. M103's going for it. He's taking him out. This is fine. I mean, it's less than ideal. But Egmo is always going to beat his reload, and he's got him. And right in time too, because there's the enemy Kanonen Jagdpanzer 105, who just took a massive hit. Allowing Egmo to get himself out of the line of fire. Unfortunately, despite that good hit on the Jagdpanzer 105, the enemy ISU 152K did just nail the surviving friendly Cobra, which means there are now only 2 of them left against 4 enemies, and the surviving Waffenträger is all the way over on the other side of the map, so these 2 guys cannot support each other directly. There's the Jagdpanzer 105 again. Oh, just missed. Now, bearing in mind that there's an ISU 152K lurking around here somewhere with that monstrous BL-10 gun, who absolutely can one-shot you. Oh shit, there he is. Shit just got real. The only advantage he has here is neither of these guys have turrets. And all these dead tanks means that if he's careful, he can make it very difficult. And he was probably panicking here a little because he fluffed that shot. And yes, he is now on less than 100 health, but he can make it very, very difficult for these guys to be able to get their guns pointed at him. I think it's fairly safe to say that the ISU 152K is getting kind of flustered and a little panicky here as well, because all he has to do at this point is just back off and wait. And it looks like he's kind of doing that. Oh dear. Then again, perhaps not. Dude, just take your time. Or don't, and die. And as quickly as that, it's suddenly 2 on 2. The friendly Waffenträger Panzer IV is still alive, and he does have the enemy Barask spotted. And judging by the team health totals at the top of the screen, given that Egmo is on 91 health, that means that the Waffenträger is on well over 1100 health. Well, almost on 1100 health. And then very quickly he suddenly isn't. Ah, right. This is not good. 91 hit points remaining against a Barask and an Udez-1, both of which, well, they're certainly stealthier and they're a lot faster. And they both have great guns. Egmo's asking how much hit points the Barask has remaining. He's being told it's close to 100%. I mean, you can see the enemy hit points remaining. Yep, there it is. And it is basically on 100%. He's got to keep the front pointed towards it. His armour is the only advantage he has. All the Barask had to do was get around behind him and take one shot, which is easy to do in a machine as small and fast as that. But he blew all 3 of his shots and now he's empty. Can Egmo reload before he gets into cover? Well, if the Barask is going to drive into the rocks like that, I'm going to go with yes. And that just leaves the UDES 3. Now, I don't know precisely how many hit points he has remaining. I don't know how many hit points a full health UDES 3 has, but I'm going to guess it's close to 1,000 because according to the enemy hit point total at the top of the screen, that's how much health he has left. Oh, spotted. Stays hold down here. He's looking for that very suspicious bush. Puts a shot into it. Nope, there he is. He's just kind of sitting there. Okay. Egmo reloads. He goes for the double shot. Oh, that one's going to leave a mark. 781 damage. The thing about firing both guns at the same time in this thing is it does trigger a very, very long aiming time. But I mean, if the enemy tank's just going to sit there, why the hell not? You have to anticipate, because it would be playing to his strengths, that the UDES is going to back up, find himself some concealment and just wait. And take the shot, because he only needs one hit. Hell, high explosive ammunition could probably kill him with his 91 hit points remaining. Egmo's going to have to be very careful. All of the advantages here are with the UDES. I mean, they're both technically a one-shot kill for each other because the UDES only has 219 hit points remaining, and, you know, this is a 122mm gun. But there's plenty of time left, just slightly less than 4 minutes. And while the IS-32 isn't the fastest heavy tank in the world, it's definitely not slow, so he has time to work his way around and come at him from an unexpected direction. Trying to make the most of the terrain that is available to assist him. He's struggling a bit coming up this incline, but, well, it is fairly steep. A lot of tanks struggle coming up this hill. So this is going to cost him some time, but he still has 3.5 minutes left. Paying attention to the Sixth Sense indicator to let him know if he gets spotted, because that will give him some idea of where the UDES is. And so far, it's all good. Where, oh where did you go, you sneaky Swedish bugger? There he is. He actually saw him before the Sixth Sense went off. Don't know why he didn't take the shot. Certainly not complaining. He was able to shoot down into the turret roof, for example, which absolutely would have been a penetration, but no, instead he backed off. Which, of course, allows Egmo to get even closer. Now, that 8 degrees of gun depression, it's not good. I mean, it's decent by Russian standards, but it's still not good. And, yeah, that is going to allow the UDES to pump a shot into his lower glacis as he comes up over the ridge in front of him. But then instead of holding his ground and taking the game-winning shot, the UDES appears to suffer from a sudden, inexplicably fatal rush of shit to the brain, and deliberately puts himself into a position where Egmo can shoot at him, and he can't shoot back. And that, kids, is what 11,000 damage done looks like in the IS-32, as well as nearly 5,000 damage blocked, and a couple of hundred spotting damage as well. A fairly convincing performance, I'm sure you'll agree, from Egmo there in what, if we're being completely honest, we have to admit is a fairly convincing tank too, the IS-32, Soviet Tier 9 heavy tank here in the El Haluf map. Congratulations, Egmo, on your 6-kill Top Gun, more than 2,000 base XP result there, thoroughly well deserved, God knows you had to work for it. And everybody else, I hope you enjoyed it, and welcome back, because that's it for today. As always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.